What's going on, gamers? Today I'm going to be giving you all the tips that you need in order to improve at Valorant and quickly climb out of bronze. With that being said, let's get right into it. The first thing you need to realize when it comes to being stuck in this elo is that everybody on your team is most likely lost, and that makes it very hard for you to win games and rank up. Most of them probably don't talk, and if they do talk, they're not saying anything useful that's going to help you win the game. So the first thing that you need to do if you actually want to start winning games is to play with as many friends or people as you possibly can. Valorant has made it so you can queue with as many people as you want, as long as you are not 4 stacking. So always try your best to play with a minimum of 2 friends. That way you can actually communicate with them, rely on them, and make plays with them to help you win more games. Now, if you don't have that many people to play with, or you don't have anyone to play with, that's okay. What you need to do is every single time you queue into a competitive game, if you find someone who is communicating, actively trying to win, or just somebody that you get along with, add them after the game and try to play with them. Let's be honest, most people in this elo would like somebody to play with, so it shouldn't be that hard to get them to accept your friend request and start playing with you. And if you continue to do this in every single game that you play, soon enough you'll have a full list of people you can queue with at any time, which is going to drastically improve your chances of ranking up. Now that you have some more friends to play with and you can actually take your rank grind seriously, you need to make sure that you're practicing your in-game mechanics. And the first thing that you should be working on and correcting is your crosshair placement. In Valorant, you shouldn't be relying on flicks to hit your shots. Instead, you should be keeping your crosshair steady and barely have to move it in order to get the kill. And the best way for you to do this is to always have your crosshair close to an angle that an enemy can peek out of, and always make sure that it's not floating around when you are walking around. In order to practice your crosshair placement, you can go into death matches, and when you do this, look around the map. You're going to see boxes placed all over the place, and you will see lines on the walls. These are always placed at exactly head height, and they are where your crosshair should be at all times. So as you go around playing your death matches, make sure that you are constantly having your crosshair at that height and be holding it closer to angles and walls that people can peek from, instead of just floating it around aimlessly. You should also take into account that sometimes head height will be lower or higher depending on the elevation of the map. But if you do this over time, you will begin to learn exactly where your crosshair should be at all times, and having good crosshair placement will come naturally. This alone is going to help you improve at an astonishing rate. However, you also need to practice the rest of your mechanics as well. And the best way for you to do this is to use the practice range, death matches, and aim labs. However, if you don't have the time to sit and grind all of these every single day, that's okay too. The number one thing to always keep in mind is you cannot be moving when you shoot, or your bullet is never going to land regardless of how good your aim is. So make sure that you're practicing your movement and your aim at the same time. I'm going to link a routine that I've made that is guaranteed to help improve your mechanics very quickly on the top of the screen right now. So feel free to go and check that out right after this video if you truly want to start improving. The next thing you need to do is make sure that you know the basic knowledge of the game, and one of the biggest problems that low elo players have is not understanding the economy system. You need to be able to manage your economy. This means you shouldn't be full buying every single round, or you shouldn't be saving every single round. Some basic buys that you always need to keep in mind are: if you win the pistol round, make sure that you buy full shield and a Spectre, and if you lose the pistol round, make sure that you full save so you can afford to buy all your utility and good weapons the next round. And if you're in the middle of the game and your full team can't buy, then you need to make sure that everybody is half buying. This means that you buy the best weapons you possibly can while still being able to afford full armor and a Vandal or Phantom the following round. If you look at your buy station, it's going to tell you how much money you will have the following round depending on what you were buying currently. So make sure that you have at least 3,900 credits, and if you can, try to make it closer to 4,500 so that you can afford full utility as well. Also, always be looking at how much money the enemy team has. If they have low money, don't go rushing into a site that they could be camping with shotguns. And if they have enough money to buy an op, don't peek long angles and get one tap. Keeping these basic rules in mind will help you manage your economy and win more rounds. And since you know this information now, always communicate it with the rest of your team so that they can be on the same page as well, because not buying with your team can quite literally lose you the game. Last and most importantly, you need to realize that this video alone isn't going to help you get out of bronze, but Using the tips in this video and putting in the work to actually follow them and start implementing them over time is what's going to get you into the higher elos. Ranking up isn't going to happen overnight, and learning all of these new things won't either. However, if you stay patient with yourself, work on your bad habits, and continue to practice everything that I've stated in this video, I guarantee you that you will begin to rank up faster than you ever thought possible. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you got any value out of this video or you want to see videos like this in the future, feel free to hit that like button, sub to the channel, and ring that bell notification so that you can stay ahead of every other gamer and unlock your full potential. Much love, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.